Hey everybody, welcome back. These are some people that caught the neighbor cheating.
My friend just got into a huge fight with my neighbor, story time. So you know I've told y'all about how crazy my neighbors are. Well, I got this good friend that I hadn't seen for a long time, and she came over yesterday. She's been telling me about this guy that she's been seeing for about 7 months now. She gushes about him constantly, about how good he is to her, how he treats her like a queen, how he's so good in bed. She talks about him all the time. So my friend hardly ever gets to come see me. So she came this morning, we go to town, we go out to eat, blah, 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 we come home. When we get to my house, we sit on my front porch swing and just sit and talk for a minute. And that's when I see a group of people walking up the driveway. It's the neighbor, her boyfriend, a couple of their kids, her sister, like the whole clan walking up the driveway. Now, 3 days ago, we had a really bad windstorm here in North Carolina, and it blew their little kiddie pool in my yard, so I text my neighbor to come get it. And that's what they were coming for. So as they walk up in the driveway, my friend taps my arm and says, "That's him, that's him." I said, "Who? Who is who?" She said, "That's him, that's my boyfriend." I said, No, not that guy. You're kidding me.
Oh.
I know him. We have been toe to toe, nose to nose. We've almost fist fought over a toaster oven and a fly squat. I know him. That's my redneck neighbor's longtime boyfriend, the father of her kids. And on top of everything, his girlfriend is the one that's always accusing us, the neighborhood ladies, of wanting her boyfriend. She is crazy jealous. So I'm like, look, just don't say nothing. But you know how women are. She wasn't just gonna sit there and not say anything. When I tell you, as they came up my driveway, his eyes got big as quarters when he seen my friend. He knew his was in hot water and the stove was on high. He tried to turn around, pretend like he was on his phone, like he didn't see her. My friend says, "Hey Calvin, why you acting like you don't see me over here?" I was like, "Girl, stop. You don't know this woman right here. Stop." Calvin goes, "Oh, what's up, girl?" You know, trying to play it off like he didn't really know her that well. My friend says, "Don't sit there and try to act like you don't know me, because you know my very well. We've been together for about a year." At the moment, his girlfriend was picking up that kiddie pool I was talking about. She takes that kiddie pool and slings it down. She says, "Excuse me? Who are you talking to?" And my friend says, "Calvin, my boyfriend." My neighbor says, "No, that's my husband you're talking to." And my friend says, "No, that's my boyfriend I'm talking to." Calvin says, "Baby, I don't know who that is. She's lying. She don't know me." So my friend pulls her phone out and says, "Oh, you don't know me? We don't know each other? Oh, okay," and starts scrolling through messages and pictures. She shows it to Calvin's girlfriend. Calvin's girlfriend turns around, picks the kiddie pool up, and starts hitting him in the back with it. Like she was beating him with that kiddie pool. You know, those hard plastic ones. She folded that kiddie pool in half like a burrito and beat him in the back with it all the way down the driveway. So Calvin takes off running and she's chasing behind him with that kiddie pool trying to hit him with it. We have another neighbor across the road who's a state trooper. He was sitting on his porch laughing. So a few minutes later, Calvin's girlfriend comes back. She comes storming up the driveway mad as hell. She says, "I want all the details. How long have you been seeing each other? Where did you meet up? What did y'all do?" So my friend pulls her phone out and starts showing her the text messages and the pictures. And then she slaps my friend's phone out of her hand. My friend slaps her. They start catfighting in the driveway. Calvin comes running up the driveway screaming at me, "You need to do something. Break this up." I said, "I ain't in the middle of it. You are. You break it up."
May I just say, madam, that you are hilarious. Very good storyteller. Not the kiddie pool. I don't condone violence, but if you're gonna do something, use the kiddie pool. Sorry. Oh, jeez. A rolled up kiddie pool like a burrito. He kind of deserved it. This is why sometimes when people tell me that, oh, like, you know, women are crazy, they think that their husbands are cheating on them, they're jealous. It's because they know, okay? They know about it. Not all women. For the people complaining. Not all women. Some women are flat out crazy, but part of us knows that there's something going on. I'm just saying. And clearly she was right. Caught my neighbor cheating on her husband of 20 years and I told him about it. As you should, babe. As you should. I tend to stay up during the nights, and last Monday I caught a man leaving our neighbor's house at 5 a.m. This happened 3 days in a row. Her husband is a pilot, so he's gone most of the time. Plus, I got a good look at the man leaving the house, and it wasn't her husband. Do people think that just like nobody's ever gonna tell anyone? Like, do they just think that they can do that in front of other people and nobody's gonna say anything? Sometimes I think that people who cheat want to get caught. He lived next to them for 6 years and the husband has always been super nice to me. He even used to give me math classes before I graduated high school, and he's generally a good dude. I made a fake Facebook profile and messaged him about it. I told him that a man had been leaving their house every morning and that he should ask his wife about it. Ooh. Turns out I was right. right. My dad and him are good friends, so he confided in my dad earlier this evening. He told my dad he confronted his wife with messages claiming she was cheating when he got home. Apparently, she cracked and told him everything. The husband kicked her out earlier today while I was gone. She went to live with her sister who lives not far. Ooh, that's fun. That's fun. Just nice and close by. One big happy family. No one knows it's me who told him about it, and it'll most likely stay that way. I like that. It's sneaky. See, you're getting involved in the mess without getting involved, you know? You're doing the Lord's work without getting your hands dirty. It could be anyone in the neighborhood. I know I should mind my own business. No, you shouldn't. No, when it comes to cheating, you do not mind your own business. I got cheated on in my previous relationship, so I can't stand cheaters. I don't feel bad at all, and you shouldn't. I hereby give anyone watching permission that if you catch someone cheating, like not just like maybe cheating, like you catch someone red-handed, do not mind your business. Is my neighbor cheating? Well, let's find out, shall we?
Let's be nosy together.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have to talk kind of quiet because my daughter's sleeping in the back seat and I don't want to wake her up. But I'm sitting in my driveway waiting for her to wake up. And there's this car in my neighbor's driveway that I've seen a couple of times, but it's always like for barbecues and like, you know, weekend gatherings. I've seen it over there with other cars. But now it's here during the day, in the middle of the day. Let me show you. Okay, so that black car, it doesn't belong there. Now, I just watched a guy go inside, and I know that, like, the wife is home, because that's her truck, and then the husband's truck isn't here. He drives a pickup, and it's not there, so obviously he's at work, but they have kids, but it's school. She drops them off at school, so why? What are you doing here? Still watching. Nobody's come out, but when the guy went in, he was like really kind of, you know, being weird, and he was dressed like nice clothes, you know. I don't know, something is just not sitting right. He just came out and got like a little bag, or like a little, like it looked like a gift bag or something. Now, I've lived here for 2 years, over 2 years, and this is unusual activity. And I'm bored, so. Side note, the husband's really cool, so I'm gonna be pretty bummed if this is actually what I think it is.
Oh no.
Also, I've seen this car before, so if this is what I think it is, the husband knows this dude. That's... Alright, it's been a solid like 20 minutes. I'm convinced this is no quick stop. This is no dropping something off, picking something up. This dude's here to stay. Yeah, I don't know what to feel about this.
You should go knock on the door. Knock on the door. Do it. My nosy would be at the door. And if she shows up in a robe, maybe it's her brother or his brother? But either way, maybe she's planning a surprise. See, okay, we can be nosy, but let's not like pull the trigger too quickly, okay? We must assess and move in the shadows. Leave them alone, it's not your business. Okay, well, I'm nosy though, but I'm nosy. This is how rumors start when it's probably her brother. Could be, that's why I said it's her brother. Could be. Let's not be breaking up marriages unless we have concrete proof, friends. Concrete proof. Should I tell my neighbor her husband is cheating on her? Well, I'm not sure where to start. I've been living in this neighborhood my whole childhood. I, 19 female, know all my neighbors, especially the ones that live in front of my house. I babysit their children. They're really sweet and lovely. The couple, let's call them Kay, 50-something female, and Ted, 50-something male, is kind of mean, but I'm used to it. The people here are very stuck up. In the house next to that one lives a woman, Hey, 50 female, and her 2 kids who are the same age as the other children, and I've had to babysit them a few times too. They're all best friends. This family used to have a husband, but she divorced him a few years ago. So it's now just her and the kids. A few houses from mine lives Kay's parents. They can see the front porch of Hay's house, but not Kay and Ted's. Ooh, that sounds messy. That sounds like Not a good place to cheat, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry if the explanation of the house placements is weird, but the street is kind of curved. I can see all 3 houses from mine. A little bit more than a month ago, I've noticed Ted and Hay talk, which is not unusual, but the way they behaved was flirty. I swear I'm not a nosy person, I can just conveniently see everything. I didn't think much of it. A few weeks later, about a month ago, Kay and her children went to visit a family in the north while Ted stayed here, since he is working, I assume. Since then, I've seen Hay and Ted go out biking, going to dinner, walking, talking, but what is suspicious is they do that whenever Kay's parents are out. I've also seen Ted climb up the fence, separating his house from Hay's, a part which is not visible from Kay's parents' house, at night instead of walking through her front porch. Yeah. Nobody's climbing nothing unless they're hiding. That's when I got concerned. I talked with my parents and they agree how suspicious everything is. And yesterday was the confirmation. I was walking and right when I passed Hay's house, they were inside kissing and all that stuff. My blood rushed. I feel so bad for Kay, the kids, everything. I had this sense of dread ever since then, but I'm so conflicted. Kay probably won't ever find out if they get away with it, and I fear I might ruin their marriage if I let her know. Kay, but they ruined the marriage already. It's not your fault. Should I be the nosy neighbor and let Kay know the piece of crap she's married to and the backstabbing B-word she's friends with, or should I just mind my business? I mean, I'd tell her. All right. Important edit to note. There are many people telling me it might be an open relationship, and I assume it is not the case. Why are we climbing if it's an open relationship and we're not hiding things? We're not in the US. I live in South America in a conservative city. This is a couple in their 50s. They have different upbringings. Kay has stated her disagreement about stuff like open relationships / cheating. Quoting,
I can't believe people are okay with someone else dating their partner. You better not be one of those cheating men to Ted.
Okay, so yes, we do need to be aware that if we're telling people that people are cheating, that there could be an open relationship, polyamorous thing kind of going on. But if that's the case, then it won't matter if you tell them. Right? Massive update. Well, this was a much needed update. Sorry for not doing it earlier. I posted a few months ago asking for advice on, well, my neighbor's affair. After I spent about a week trying to figure out if I should tell my neighbor, I managed to take a few pics of her husband and the other woman. Turns out, I didn't even need to tell her. Neighbor was back after the week and asked me to take care of the kids while she and her husband went out for the night. After they came back, she took me aside to talk about the kids. Welp. She asked me if I had seen anything off about her husband while she was gone, because she suspected that he was cheating on her but couldn't find any proof, and no one would tell her anything and all that stuff. I hate that. We gotta help each other out, man. It is your moral obligation as a human being to tell someone if they're being cheated on. She said she'd appreciate it if I told the truth. And of course, she didn't even have to finish talking. I whipped out my phone, showed her some pics, told her about the shady stuff, and that was it. She thanked me, and then I went home. Long story short, I spent the whole rest of the week with the kids. She straight up kicked his ass out. She gave him some choice words before, of course, outside her house where all the other neighbors could see. Good. And this a-hole has the nerve to take all of his things and, drum roll, go live next door. You cheating with the neighbor, that's something special. That's a special kind of messy, you know what I'm saying? With the neighbor. They didn't last long in that house. I took care of the kids the rest of the summer, and now they're just waiting for the separation time to get a divorce. That's pretty much it. And to everyone who called me nosy, yes, I am. And what about it? What about you? Why? Are you cheating? Why do you have a problem with people being nosy and telling the partner that they're cheating? Why do you have a problem with that? And everyone who told me to mind my business, okay, I'll make sure to not have a window next time. This is the thing, you're neighbors. You're gonna see what's going on. Neighbor blames my boyfriend and I for making her cheat on her significant other. Okay. So this one is a doozy. I, 23 female, and my boyfriend, 25 male, just moved in together about 2 or 3 months ago. So we moved into the top floor of an apartment complex. The apartments are pretty nice, but nothing crazy. When we moved in, the landlady told us about some neighbors we would be living next to. She said a couple lives next door. We'll call them Dirk and Tilly for identity protection. With one male roommate, we'll call him Buzz. She told us that Dirk travels a lot for work, and Tilly, the girlfriend, and Buzz, the roommate that lived there, were pretty quiet most of the time. Fast forward to about a weekend, my boyfriend and I are moving in and starting to get comfortable. So, like many normal couples, we start getting intimate on a regular basis. It is worth mentioning that our bedroom backs up to Dirk and Tilly's room. About another week goes by and we notice we can hear some intimate noises coming from next door. Thin walls. The walls are thin. We didn't mind and simply relocated until the noises stopped. Things started getting strange eventually. Every time me and my boyfriend would start getting intimate, we would hear our neighbors doing the same! We always assumed it was Tilly and Dirk since we knew they were dating. Obviously this creeped us out a little, but hey, everybody does it. We gave them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe their schedule was similar to ours. It seemed creepy to me. We're about 3 weeks in when things start to get very strange. I noticed that every time my boyfriend and I start getting intimate at night, if we did not hear them having giggity, we hear a bang on the shared wall we have. This continues to this day. Now during week 3 is when things started blowing up. One night, my boyfriend and I were laying in bed waiting for our neighbors to finish so we could sleep. When in the middle of it, we heard a loud bang, a sound of a door being thrown open that was followed by extremely loud, aggressive yelling. What the F? What the F are you doing? This is my house. Ooh. This yelling went on all night. We heard Tilly get caught cheating on Dirk with their roommate Buzz. Oh, buddy. Now is about the time we figured out that it had been Tilly sleeping with Buzz and not Dirk this whole time. The next day, some of their door ornaments were gone and a bunch of bins were packed and sitting at the end of the hall. We thought Dirk had broken up with Tilly and moved her out. After about a month goes by, we realized it was Buzz who got kicked out and not Tilly. Dirk had installed a Ring camera on his doorbell to make sure she wouldn't cheat again. We figured out that the banging on the wall was her opening up a drawer to get her sexy hot dog. Wow, you really can hear everything, can't you? No, I'm concerned people can hear me doing nothing. Doing absolutely nothing? What do you mean? I'm not doing anything. About a few days ago, we noticed the ring on the neighbor's door had been ripped off and dismantled. Initially, we were worried someone was trying to rob them, but then thought better of it. Lo and behold, a day later, Dirk comes home and another screaming match starts. I hear Tilly loudly admitting to cheating, and then she defends her actions by screaming,
Oh, you are never around. It's not my fault our neighbors are loud and...
I can't say that word on YouTube.
I have to hear them giggity all the time. I have to hear someone else getting what I want. It's their fault I did it.
That's insane. This person is insane. You're crazy.
I would never have cheated if they hadn't moved in.
No, no. That's not a good excuse, sorry. I was honestly shocked and I'm wondering if we had been too loud. I didn't think so. We always start hearing the bang of the drawer and the vibe. Sexy hot dog during our times together. What can I do about this? Should I do anything? The whole situation is making us both uncomfortable. Any advice would be helpful. Chances are she's gonna probably move out and you won't have to worry about it. It's not your fault, babe. Imagine blaming the neighbor and her boyfriend for your bad decisions. My advice to you is that it's so unbelievably delulu that you shouldn't say anything or do anything. You should just continue doing what you're doing. Out of sight, out of mind. We do not claim this energy for you. Just ignore it. If Dirk has any sense, he'll see right through that excuse. And then they'll break up and it's not your problem. Subscribe!